I want to ask you as I stand here, and by the way, this hat, some of you may not see it, I will tell you the story about this hat. It's probably not what you think it is, but I will tell you the story about this hat. It's important that you need to know that. I am here to talk about an issue that is bipartisan, has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do whether or not you're a Democrat or a Republican. It's a fundamental issue that I think we can all take and talk about and justify that anti-Semitism is wrong and it should be eliminated. Okay. This is a universal issue that we have an obligation to address and eliminate. And that's why I'm up here today. I'm not up here to support a particular administration. And this is why this is an issue that we have to make sure we set up guardrails now to make sure we're protected after this election in 2026, 2028, and beyond. I happen to work for a man who believes in eliminating anti-Semitism and is a friend of the Jewish community, President Donald J. Trump. I happen, and regardless of party affiliation, I happen to work under the leadership of an attorney general who have told me do everything I can do to eliminate anti-Semitism. Her name is Pam Bondi. And again, party affiliation is meaningless because this is a fundamental issue. Every place I go, every time I speak, I hear this. Oh, Leo, you're doing a great job. You're doing fantastic for the Jewish people. Let me sit here and tell you right now, I'm not doing enough. There is more to be done. You look at what is happening in this country, notwithstanding the fact that we have President Trump and AG Bondi. Look what's going on in this country right now. 2 Israeli staffers murdered in D.C. A woman who survived the Holocaust burned in Colorado. Yes, it's better, but it's not good enough. And that's why it's important that we don't rest, that eliminating anti-Semitism is a 24/7 commitment. People ask me, why do you care? You know, silly. I'm a lawyer. I'm a civil rights lawyer for 35 years. And I'm also a school teacher for almost 40 years. I know my history. I know that in 1909, with the help of Jewish Americans, the NAACP was founded. I know the history. I know in 1964, in June, 2 Jewish activists, Werner and Goodman, were murdered in Mississippi. Why? Because they were fighting for Black Americans to have the same rights as everyone else. Fundamental history. I am happy. I'm ecstatic. I am privileged. I am proud to lead this task force because it's not a Jewish issue. It's not an American issue. This is a Western civilization issue. We must eliminate anti-Semitism or we're going to lose what we value in this world. So the commitment runs deep. It's a 24/7 commitment in my life. And what I find amazing And, I got to interrupt and change the subject a little bit, because what has made my job a little bit easier is the guy who's going to be speaking shortly, Mark Levin. Okay? Because I know Mark. I used to work at Fox News. I was on his show. And before I took this job as head of the task force to combat anti-Semitism, I said, Mark, what do I need? The only person I ask, what do I need to do when I go into this job? And he basically gave me advice that I respected and understood, that I had to stay basically true to my commitment and be aware of the forces that will fight against what I'm trying to do. And I realized one thing, and I want you to know this. Religious freedom and religious liberty is a fundamental right in this country and should be throughout the world. And I will never compromise your religious freedom and your religious liberty as I fight to eliminate this scourge in this country and worldwide. Never. This is too important to me, because this is what makes America great. This is why people want to live in this country. And so when I look at what's happening in this country, I say, yes, we're doing a good job, but it's not good enough. And I heard the first speaker talk about the information battlefield. He is absolutely right. We are losing the information battlefield. We're being annihilated. We're being destroyed, and the lies that are being told and the response that we have provided is weak. I used to be a school teacher. On the information battlefield, I give us an F. Big, fat F. We have to get the truth out. We have to get the information out. They are lying, and they are winning that war. And what is amazing to me is that we have these reporting news agencies that are, at least on the surface, is responsible for telling the truth. I don't want to embarrass any of these news organizations and tell you who they are. CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, Washington Post, Los Angeles Times, all lies. They're lying. And they're beating us. I go back again. I think I'm a better teacher than lawyer, because history is so important. I'm pretty old. I'm not too old, but I'm old. And I will submit to you the following fact. In my lifetime, I've never seen anti-Semitism as bad as it is in my lifetime. This is horrific. Now, I taught history, and we know what happened in the 1930s and 1940s, but in my lifetime, this is horrific. And the reason why is because this hate is well-financed, well-organized. And when I mention those organizations, they are plotting these lies to destroy not just the Jewish community, but America and the Western civilization. So we have to really, really commit ourselves. We're not doing enough. You're not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. Because that information battlefield is destroying the minds of our people. They have hijacked our colleges. They won. And now they're going after K-12 in the curriculum, in the lesson plans. The lies run deep, and they're trying to poison the minds of our young people. It's serious. That information battlefield, like I said, we get an F. If I told you otherwise, I would be lying, and I'm not going to lie to you. So here's my commitment. I'm demanding from you more. And you should demand more from me and the administration. They're doing a good job, but not good enough. because I want to say this in closing. We have a historic president in the White House. He's a unicorn. He's a unicorn. I love the man. But his term is over in 3.5 years. So I'm looking at today, and I'm looking at tomorrow. I'm looking at our future, your children, your grandchildren. We got a lot of work to do. We shouldn't feel good about where we are right now. Oh, yes. Some people can say, well, look at the alternative. If he wasn't in office, oh, gosh. But let's look at the facts right now. Work harder. I told my chief of staff, she's right there, get your cars, call me, let's work together, let's do more. We need a 50-state solution because hate crimes are all over this country. Let's not get lost on East Coast and West Coast. It's in the Midwest, it's in the South, it's in Oregon, it's in Washington, it's in Iowa. So we need a 50-state solution now. So help me help us, the country, Israel, the world. Help me save this civilization, this great country that we love. Don't get tired. Work harder. God bless President Trump. God bless Israel. God bless the United States. And thank you very, very much.
If only we had one man like this in the current administration, we'd be very, very blessed. But we have more than one man like this in the administration.
I'm sorry. I'll speak from here. I forgot to talk about the hat. Thank you for just one last one. How you doing from here? This is not the hat you think it is. I had the privilege to meet the mother of Hadar Golden. She came to my office, her son, and she told me about the story of Hadar Golden, her son, part of the IDF. During the ceasefire in 2014, captured by the IDF, captured by Hamas and killed and kidnapped. And his body remains in the custody, control, and possession of Hamas. So when we talk about the 48 hostages, Hadar Golden is one of those 48. I was in the office and I broke down. I said, what can I do to make sure he's never forgotten? So what I did was I told his mother, and by the way, Hadar has a twin, and he came to my office. I said, what can I do? I promise to wear this hat wherever I go to speak about the hostages, whenever I go on television, wherever I have a chance, because I don't want anyone to forget this man. A mother has a right to bury her son. So there are 48 hostages, and he's one of them.